Hi, my name is Emma Mechanic. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm an early childhood education major at the University of Vermont, and this is my critical addendum video project. For my project, I chose the film He Named Me Malala, directed by Davis Guggenheim. This is my table of contents and presentation overview. My film summary. The film He Named Me Malala examines the intersection of gender, education, and religion through the remarkable journey of Malala, illustrating how her advocacy for girls' education challenges societal norms rooted in religious beliefs, while highlighting the transformative power of education in overcoming gender-based discrimination. Malala's journey towards social justice was influenced by various factors. Growing up in Pakistan's Swat Valley with her family practicing Islam as Pashtuns, excuse my pronunciation, she experienced an early life of happiness. Despite societal biases favoring boys over girls and religious traditions over secular education, her father's commitment to teaching and public speaking, as well as the family's values of compassion, gender equality, and education, shaped her perspective. Malala, born into poverty, defied these challenges, ultimately becoming a noble, winning activist. It was her unwavering commitment that stood strong, even when she faced adversity, targeted and shot by the Taliban, a group opposing the values she championed, in retaliation for speaking about girls' rights to go to school. When Malala was old enough to begin understanding that at a certain age girls were prohibited to attend school, her father, with his background in education as well as public speaking, inspired her to stand up and speak out. Instead of attending schools, girls would have to stay home and learn how to support their families. My first theme is gender. The film highlights Malala's advocacy for girls' education and the challenges she faced as a female activist in a patriarchal society. The documentary also explores her relationship with her father, who encouraged her education and activism, challenging traditional gender roles. Additionally, it showcases the resilience and strength of Malala and other girls who strive for equality despite facing adversity based on their gender. And I have a quote. As Halpern and colleagues point out, opponents of the idea that biology has contributed even a small part to male and female differences are quick to label biological explanations as sexist. But biological hypotheses are not necessarily sexist. There does not have to be a smarter sex with a better biology to conclude that there are biological origins to any cognitive ability. End quote. Some sex differences in some cognitive tasks are well established. Summarizes the nuanced patterns of cognitive differences as follows. Girls and women tend to excel on tests of verbal fluency, arithmetic calculation, and memory for the spatial locations of objects. Boys and men tend to excel on tests of verbal analogies, mathematical word problems, and memory for the geometric configuration of an environment. Nonetheless, compared to larger, more reliable sex differences in measures of motor behavior, sexuality, and aggression, differences in cognition are small, leading Spelke to conclude that males and females have equal aptitude for mathematics and science. End quote. While the documentary portrays the challenges Malala faced as a female activist in a patriarchal society, the passage highlights that cognitive differences between males and females are not deterministic and do not imply superiority of one gender over the other. Instead, it acknowledges that there are differences in cognitive tasks, but emphasizes that these differences are small compared to other aspects such as motor behavior, sexuality, and aggression. This suggests that biological factors alone do not determine gender roles or abilities, and societal factors also play a significant role. Malala's story emphasizes the importance of challenging traditional gender roles and advocating for equal opportunities, regardless of biological differences. My second theme, education. Education is portrayed in the film as a powerful tool for empowerment and social change. The documentary follows Malala's journey as she advocates for girls' education in Pakistan and around the world. It emphasizes the transformative impact of education on individuals and communities, highlighting how access to schooling can break the cycle of poverty and oppression. This is a quote. Education is the foundation for civic participation, and schools are formative in shaping how children and young people view themselves and others. Accordingly, it is essential that school environments foster gender equality and provide safe spaces in which all students can learn. Since the enactment of Title IX in 1972, federal law has guaranteed the right to education free from sex discrimination, and since then, women and girls have made great strides towards achieving equality, but serious obstacles remain, end quote. The quote emphasizes the critical role of education in shaping children's perspectives on themselves and others, highlighting the importance of fostering gender equality in school environments. Malala's advocacy work aligns closely with this statement. She champions the right to education for all, particularly girls, recognizing that education is not only a means of personal growth, but also a tool for social change and empowerment. Malala's efforts resonate with the notion that schools should provide safe spaces where all students, regardless of gender, can learn and thrive. Additionally, her activism addresses the obstacles and discrimination faced by girls in accessing education, echoing the ongoing struggle for gender equality despite legal protections. Patsy Mink's activism, particularly her work on Title IX, shares similarities with Malala's advocacy for girls' education. Both women were driven by a passion for gender equality and fought against institutional barriers to education. Mink's efforts aim to end gender-based discrimination in education, ensuring equal opportunities for women in federally funded schools and programs. Similarly, Malala's activism focuses on breaking down barriers to education for girls, particularly in regions where cultural norms or political factors restrict access. Both Mink and Malala faced opposition and challenges in their advocacy, but remained steadfast in their commitment to advancing gender equality through education. Their work highlights the importance of education as a tool for empowerment and social change, transcending cultural and geographical boundaries. My last and third theme is religion. Hinemi Malala provides insights into the complexities of religion as portrayed through Malala's Muslim faith and its influence on her activism. While the documentary showcases how Malala's faith serves as a source of inspiration and motivation for her commitment to social justice and education, it also highlights the challenges and misunderstandings she faces due to cultural interpretations of Islam. This depiction resonates with the ongoing scholarly debate over the relationship between Islam and secular education. Scholars note that while Islam historically encourages pursuit of knowledge, there has been a shift towards a more conservative approach, prioritizing traditional religious and legal canons in education. This shift, according to historians, limited intellectual inquiry and tightened religious scholars' control over education in Muslim-majority regions like Africa and the Middle East. The documentary exploration of Malala's faith and its intersection with her advocacy work reflects the broader historical context of religious influence on education and the ongoing tensions between traditionalism and progress. And this is the quote. In the view of some historians, this shift severely constricted intellectual inquiry in the Muslim world, as the natural sciences, critical questioning, and art were downplayed. education became primarily the study of established traditional religious and legal canons. This change also tightened religious scholars' control over the education of Muslims in Africa and the Middle East, a hold that was not broken until colonial government and Christian missionaries introduced Western-style educational institutions." End quote. Challenge the status quo. In society, the misconception persists that women are unsuitable for education due to cultural and religious beliefs. Yet, scientific evidence contradicts this notion. This inaccurate belief confines women to traditional caregiving roles, overlooking their potential to excel and contribute meaningfully to society. Research demonstrates that when provided with educational opportunities, girls often outperform their male counterparts. Therefore, it is imperative for society to champion women's rights to education and actively dismantle oppressive systems that hinder their progress and success. UNESCO provides methods of targeting gender disparities in education, such as, quote, "Among the policy measures targeting the academic sector, implementing monitoring systems to collect data on the distribution of women and men at different stages of academic careers is critical because the factors contributing to gender inequality in academia vary significantly between countries. HEIS and across time, monitoring systems allow identifying where the gaps in gender equality occur and implement the most appropriate set of policies to address them." End quote. Quote, "If the gender gap is already present in student enrollment, policy would first need to address cultural and structural barriers that discriminate girls in the education system. If the main gender gaps are identified at the PhD level or in early career positions, policies should aim at increasing the attractiveness of the academic profession for women. If the gender gaps occur at more senior academic positions, policies should focus on changing appointment practices in HEIS by requiring the use of the diversity of performance metrics or gender quotas." End quote. Summary and learning outcomes. The film Hineni Malala provides a profound exploration of the intersectionality of gender, education, and religion through Malala's extraordinary journey. It showcases how her advocacy for girls' education challenges societal norms deeply rooted in religious beliefs, while highlighting the transformative power of education in combating gender-based discrimination. As I revisited Malala's story, I gained a deeper understanding of her perspective, particularly appreciating the shift in the film from advocacy to her personal life experiences. This emphasizes the importance of contextualizing her journey and understanding the motivating factors behind her activism. Witnessing Malala's courage as a woman activist prompted me to reflect on the enduring presence of gender inequality in contemporary society. As a prospective early childhood educator, her narrative resonates deeply with the importance of integrating anti-bias curriculum and addressing educational disparities. Despite the documentary's release in 2015, its message remains relevant today. Educators must adopt a critical perspective in confronting these issues and fostering inclusive environments for all students. It is essential to recognize that even if an issue may not directly affect us, it is important and existence should not be dismissed. And these are my sources.